Hello, this is Adam with AJT Design, here today with another instructional video for our injection fob cases. Today we have our first fob for General Motors. This here is for the Chevy Silverado, GMC Sierra, 2014 to 2018. Also fits several models of the Colorado, the Canyon, Suburban, Tahoe, Yukon. If you have a fob that looks something like one of these guys, this is the product for that. Just a little bit about compatibility. There's a lot of these fobs floating around, but there's kind of handful of variations. Some of them have these chrome wings, some of them do not. You'll see this one here is probably for like a Suburban or a Tahoe where you've got 6 buttons, including one for the gate and the glass. This one's most likely for a truck where you've simply got the panic and the lock and the unlock. Sometimes the trucks have the remote start button as well. Our product is compatible with all these. Chrome wings, without the chrome wings, 6 buttons, 3 buttons, 4 buttons. Works with all of them. I'll show you real quick. Just hold all 3 of these at once. So you can see the different button configurations. Basically what we do is we include blank buttons if you don't have the function. So this would be a 3-button fob, panic, lock, unlock, blank buttons for the other locations. This is the same thing but with an actual start button. And then this one here has got all 6. So all those extra buttons are included, so no matter what you've got, it's compatible with all of them. No extra parts to buy, nothing like that. So to start off, we're offering them in black, white, which I will demonstrate on. We've also got gray, red, tan, and blue. Blue and red buttons as well, black, red, blue, and silver screws. So let's dig into this. This is an instruction video. I'm going to show you how to take one of these apart and put the guts into the new fob. Just going to adjust my camera so you can see my hands, not my face. Bear with me. There we go. Sorry if I made anyone seasick. Okay. So if you have the chrome wings one or the black one, the disassembly is a little bit different. Either way, first thing you want to do is pop this back cover off. There's a big gap in there where you can get a screwdriver in, and this will just pop. This will just pop right off. It doesn't always go flying like that, so either one, same way, pops off, which gives you access to the battery. So you want to pull those batteries out. Again, it's easier to do with a screwdriver. Just pop it in like that. Battery comes out. Same way here. Oops. There it goes. It's not that hard. You got the batteries out. The next thing you got to do is split these things in half. And they're really not designed to come apart past this phase, because that's all you really ever have to do to take the battery out. If you want to take this one apart without destroying it, you do have to be a little bit careful. You can see here, this one's been apart before for reverse engineering, and I did break this chrome piece right here due to me just not being patient enough. So what you want to do to get these off, especially if you're trying to save them, is get your screwdriver right under here on all 4 corners and just kind of gently pry it off. It's clipped on, and I'll show you what it looks like once I get this apart. Okay, now that one flew off because the clips are broken. Let's try this other side. Kind of show you. Get underneath it like that. Lift. Kind of get from the other side. Around the end here. And once you get one, usually the whole thing will go. If yours has never been apart before, it will probably not be that easy. This has been apart a few times. The clips are kind of worn and broken, but if you're doing this for the first time, if you look in here, There's a clip here, and there's a clip here, and then on the other sides as well. So that's how it's held on. There's 4 little tabs. what you kind of want to do is gently pry this up to get them off. Now, if you bend this thing too much, this will happen. It'll break. So I believe this is a plastic piece that's actually metal plated. So it's kind of brittle like metal. It's not that flexible. But anyways, it is possible to get them off in one piece without destroying it if you choose to. So once that's done, this thing basically has to be split apart. Now, if you've got the chrome wings, you're going to have little tabs. Make sure I can actually see this here. There's little tabs here and here, little clips, and then there's 4 posts that snap on the inside. You can see this side I kind of destroyed, and those are gone from when I disassembled it one time. So what you want to do is just try to find a spot where you can get the screwdriver in between it and just pry it open. Will take some amount of force, especially the first time, but it will pop open. Kind of want to pry it and then work these tabs at the same time to release it. So I got it. Oops. But it will split apart. You can see these 4 posts are holding it in, as well as you've got some snap fits on the side. So when you pull this apart, this one flew apart, but there's a little metal piece. Maybe I should have done this on a brand new one. There's a little metal piece that you're gonna find in there. We need to save that piece, and that should come right out. And this one really falls right out because it's been apart. So you wanna save that. And then the circuit board from the inside, you want to save that as well. And these are the only 2 pieces along with your battery. It's a good time to put a new battery in it, but you don't have to. You want to save all those pieces. The rest of it, we don't need. Now, if you're lucky enough to have the one without the chrome wings, this one comes apart a lot easier. All you have to do is get a screwdriver in here somewhere and pry it apart. Again, you've got kind of some snap fits on these edges, but if you go from the end, you can get it started once you get one end open. Pops out. There'll be a metal clip in this one as well. This one's missing it. Again, lost. I've taken it apart a bunch of times. Board comes out, and there you have it. So now it's time to assemble the new AJT case. So what you get from us, you've got a case. Wow, it's bright in here. It's a white case in there and a gasket in the back along with some cards and stickers. I thought this white one would be good to demonstrate on because it's easy to see, but wow, is that bright. I'm gonna go turn my light off real quick. Let's see if that helps. That's still really bright. I'm gonna put my window down. Hold up. See here. Oh, it's a little bit better anyway. Again, so you got the case, it's 2 pieces. Got rubber gasket. Got a bag with your screws and your Allen key. Get those out. And we got a bag with some buttons. And again, because there's so many variations, there's actually quite a few buttons in here. I think there is, so I can lay these out where we can see them here. I think there is going to be 9 buttons in total, of which you're only going to use 6. So you have 3 extras depending on which configuration you have. So let's see, for this case, we'll build the one that has all the texted buttons on it, so something that would go in like a Tahoe or a Suburban or a Yukon perhaps. So it's got all 6 buttons. The first thing you want to do is place the correct buttons inside the fob case. These generally go in pretty much one way. So if they don't fit, you've got the wrong button. And again, you want to select the correct ones based on your application. So here, we're using all the ones with the text and none of the blank buttons. So you put the blank buttons aside here. I'll bring this up to the camera once it's done so you can see what it looks like. But these just drop right in. And again, some of these buttons have similar shapes, but the sizes are different. So if it doesn't fit, if it's too big or too small, you just need to move it where it needs to go. So that's what they look like with the buttons dropped in. Again, pretty simple. The other side, should sit in there properly. With that done, you want to place the rubber gasket in. Now this gasket is almost symmetrical, but not quite. You'll notice the words top appear right there, just like that. So when you look at this case, this side here is the top, the side that does not have the key ring. That's the bottom, this is the top. So you want to put the top up here in the top. If you flip it around the other way, you can put it together like that, but it will not fit properly. So you want to make sure the top is up there like that. Then you'll take the other side. Again, man, it's really washed out. Like that. And you want to place this clip in the appropriate location and make sure it's pressed down all the way. So, let's see here. Got that in there, and you want to press it down all the way down. If it's not all the way down, the battery may not function correctly. So you can see that's way down all the way at the bottom. Then you insert your battery. Plus side goes down as indicated on the case. Again, you want to make sure it's sitting just like that. There's two little tabs on the outside contacting the outside of the battery, just like that. Then what we can do is we can take the circuit board, place it into the top half. Again, just want to make sure that's pressed down all the way, fully seated, and you flip it over, all the buttons should be sitting nice and flush, or sub-flush, but even and level. Then what you do is you just kind of take this thing and put it together like a sandwich. Again, what you want to do is you want to push this together with your hands on all four corners to seat that rubber gasket. It's not going to go together all the way, but it should fit. Oops. Keep that upside down like that. Should fit like that. Holding it together, put in your 4 screws and tighten it down, and that's it. And again, as with all these, you do want to get these snug, but you don't want to tighten them as hard as you can because it's plastic and it will strip. But if you get them nice and snug, they won't come loose, and it'll be held together properly. The other thing, whatever you do, don't use Loctite on these. Loctite is not compatible with ABS plastic, and you will notice the case basically cracking and disintegrating immediately. We have a card that's included that says in big letters, please don't use Loctite for that reason. Okay, so that's what it looks like when it's all together. Again, put it together, test the functionality, make sure all the buttons press and feel as they should. And again, that's pretty much it. I think that covers the whole thing. Thanks for watching. I will have a link to purchase below, as well as my email address, adam@ajtdesign-llc.com. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot me an email. Thanks for watching.